Greetings guys, Billionaire Bree checking all the way back in with a YouTube video. So I'm coming in with you with this graduation nail set. She's actually graduating from college for finance. So kudos to her, Black Queen, getting it in. So what I'm here using is, I am using a cuticle round bit, which means I do not need to use a cuticle pusher to push the cuticles back, because the cuticle round bit actually pushes the cuticles back while it's also removing the debris and the extras of cuticle that doesn't need to be. And I'm actually going to use my cuticle nippers to clip that off. But since I get so close to the nail when I'm clipping the cuticles, I did not get a chance to actually do that video footage of it, but it's okay. Next, I am using a medium sanding bit, and all the thing you want to do, you want to make sure that you're using this sanding bit really light, and you just want to basically kind of sort of like buff over the nail. If you want to, you can actually use a nail buffer as well, but do not over sand your client's nails. Next, I am measuring each nail sidewall to sidewall, and once those actually fit perfectly, I'm going to go ahead and put the nail tips on all of the 10 nails. The way she was holding her hand is the reason why my hand was up here, but you don't want to make sure that you do not hold the client's hand like that at all. You want to make sure that your hand is at the bottom of their hand. But basically what I'm using here is I'm using the dehydrator, and I'm going to use the primer, and I'm going to use the Young Nails Protein Bond. So do it in just like that: dehydrator, primer, protein bond. So here's the key to applying protein bond to prevent you having lifting. You do not want to apply protein bond to all 10 nails when you are not even going to work on that other hand for the next 35 to 45 minutes. You want to apply the protein bond per hand that you are doing for the first layer. After you get the first layer done, then you want to apply the protein bond per finger that you are doing at that time. Because during that time, within the time that you have placed the protein bond, you need to be making sure that you're working efficiently and fast, because after a certain amount of time, the protein bond will become a tacky layer. And once that tacky layer comes, you want to make sure that you already have the nail acrylic onto the nail, adhesive and everything done, because that tacky layer is what's going to make sure that that nail stays on for minimum 3 to 5 weeks. You want to make sure that you apply these tips exactly how I'm telling you, and I'm telling you now, if you apply these tips exactly how I'm explaining it in this video, you will literally have little to no, you won't even have little, you won't have no lifting at all. So remember, your prep game literally needs to be on 10 when it comes to doing nails. And then you want to make sure that you are flushing your cuticle out, and you want to make sure that you do not have any acrylic on that person's skin. Here we go again. Remember, pay attention. You see, I am applying it per nail at this time. And I'm basically going to make sure that I layer these nails accordingly to making sure that I'm building that apex, and to make sure that I have a sturdy nail while the protein bond is slowly setting. Remember also, when you are doing nails, the temperature of your house really does matter. So if your house is really hot, then the acrylic is going to dry really fast. If your house is too cold, then the acrylic is going to be super runny. If anything, I prefer for my house to be really cold and have my acrylic runny, to where I know I can at least mold it within my liking, versus it being really, really hot and I don't have no time at all to be able to make sure that my acrylic settles. Because if it's really, really hot, your acrylic is settling as soon as you dip your nail monomer into the acrylic powder jar. It's settling right then and there. So try to make sure that you have it between, I would say, cool. Try to have it cool. So I try to keep my house between let's say 69 to 72 degrees when I'm doing people's nails. So make sure that you check your temperature upon getting your client. Now, working with acrylic, clear acrylic, I would say the temperature of your room doesn't matter, but this is just me from my personal experience, because at the end of the day, clear acrylic is already runny anyway. So it doesn't matter if your house is too hot or too cold. The clear acrylic, from my experience, is going to be runny at the end of the day, which also gives you a little bit more time to be able to, work it. So we're moving on to the middle nail here. I apply my protein bond. I'm going to basically work in my either 2-bead method or 3-bead method. If you want to do the 2-bead method, you want to start from the natural nail where the natural nail tip and the fake nail tip meets. And you want to make sure that you mold it all the way down. And if you're doing the 1-bead method, you just want to make sure that you start from the cuticle part and work your way down. If you're doing a 3-bead method, you want to make sure that you start from the middle of the nail where the natural nail tip meets and the other nail tip meets, and you want to work your way all the way down the 3-bead method. But since these are like medium long nails, I just did the 2 to 3-bead method because it actually works best for me. And me personally, I'd rather have a strong nail versus worrying about how many beads I use to make that nail stay. As long as these people's nails are staying at least 4 to 5 weeks and they come see me 4 to 5 weeks, then that is perfect for me. Not 45 weeks, 4 weeks to 5 weeks. I'm basically using my 5-in-1 drill bit, and I'm going to basically seal in the cuticle area for all of these. Normally you want to have this drill bit on between 4 to 8 mpHs. When I was doing her nails, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I thought that I was recording the outline, but I wasn't. But then I looked at the camera and it really wasn't recording. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and record the, the bling part. So I'm so sorry that I didn't get a chance to record the outline and the filing. But to file your nails after you get done setting the cuticles, dust it off and everything like that. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically applying my bling gel to the nail, and I am putting the bling gel on first, and then without curing I am putting on the stones, and then I'm going to put the stones on top before I cure it. Then I'm going to make sure I go back over with a matte top coat. And the reason why I do this is because I have seen this with my own self with trial and error, that I have cured it, the bling gel, and you can actually see the outline or the residue of the bling gel. So that's why I just prefer to apply the bling gel and then the matte top coat and then cure it all at once, because therefore it's not leaving no harsh lines or no residue or anything from there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to the channel. I do appreciate you guys for watching it and staying tuned to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you guys want to see more nail tutorials or anything like that, you have something in mind, just leave a comment below and let me know, and I will be happy to recreate whatever you guys have in mind so I can show you guys. And good luck on your nail journey. And if you're just watching me, thank you so much for watching me, and I appreciate it, and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.